This fire broke out, started out small, and then it just blew up overnight.
When we were first getting news of the 19 firefighters killed,
we celebrated their dad and the hero that he is, and he's an angel for us now.
The Hotshots are like the equivalent of the Marines at war. They're the first in, the toughest job to take care of. That's where they are. They're the tip of the spear. We were the first crew there, and at that time in the morning, the fire was burning really hot. Very unusual fire behavior for the day. They immediately deployed, and using chainsaws and tools, they were beginning to construct a direct fire line at the time. At about 4 o'clock, the fire behavior was beyond extreme. Because of the fire behavior, I clicked back on their frequency and heard a couple things. That they needed to move because the fire was coming back on their position and they were going to burn out around themselves and deploy their shelters. We were able to get an aircraft up, a couple of ATVs, and they were able to get it under the smoke column to where we thought they were. And while en route, they came across the deployment site and confirmed that there were 19 firefighters that lost their lives.
On guard! Dismiss!
Unfortunately, I found out by having my friends call me and asking if Jesse was okay. I pulled up the news when I figured out what they were talking about, and that's when I read on there that 19 out of the 20 had perished. I knew then, I mean, you hold out that false hope, but I knew even then that he was gone. He was not the type. He wasn't going to stand back. He wasn't going to leave his crew. He would do whatever he could to ensure that everybody was safe and that he was in the thick of things. You know, he just wasn't the type to run.
I always did hear him say that after he left the Marines that fighting fire and being on a hotshot crew was the closest thing he could find to that brotherhood, and we just put our hearts into everything. So I think he loved being a hotshot because it did remind him of being with fellow Marines.
They're very similar. You know, you have to have a lot of respect and you have to have a lot of physical strength and ability, and he learned a lot of that from the Marine Corps.
Just everything about him was hard not to admire. His smile, his positive attitude, his mentality to work hard no matter what, the love he had for his family, the love he had for his crew.
He was my rock. I always knew, like, no matter what we were going through, whether we were struggling financially or whether we had, you know, problems with family or friends or no matter what, you know, we always had each other. Jesse was the type, as I'm sure probably a lot of Marines or firemen are. If he had to go out, I can't think of a better way for it to have happened. As tragic as that is, you know, he died a hero.
They did it always to protect others. Every person there understood and knew that they were going to protect the community of Yarnell. And if they laid down their life, it's just like the Marines. They knew what they had to do, and there couldn't be in any more honorable way to die than the way they died.